Right, so Lord of the Rings of Power. That's been fun, hasn't it? Actually, it's been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. I'm only 3 episodes in as of recording this video. Episode 4 dropped the day of recording, so I'll be catching up on that as soon as possible. But I've got to say, diversity really winning out for the Rings of Power, and in this video, I'm going to go over why. This seems to be the massive argument with the Rings of Power, is how it's like nothing to do with the books at all, and I know not the Lord of the Rings books or the Hobbit books, but all the appendices and whatever else Amazon were able to get their hand on in order to make this show. And the biggest complaints are that it is just nothing to do with what Tolkien ever envisioned for his universe, for this world he created, and went into so much detail on. Fair play to the guy for going on that much detail, because I'm pretty sure he went further in on the details than he actually did the original books for what he wrote. Am I right? That sounds crazy, but there we are. But of course, you know, we're in different times now. It's 2022. We are in the 21st century, pretty much settled in there. And the way that making films and TV works these days has completely changed. The people who are behind and operating and making these shows, and the people that are on camera that we see and watch, the actors we love. And universes as old as Tolkien's are going to change and are going to be different. That's just it. People want what they call a faithful adaptation. Well, surely a faithful adaptation gets the feel of the universe that person created, and it doesn't necessarily need to come down to the most minute details, because at the end of the day, whoever is adapting it is going to want to put their own imagination into what they believe that world is going to be. And I think that is just kind of the crux of it, really, is that it depends on who is making that adaptation, depends on what the adaptation is going to be. Because everything that I've learned from watching and listening to different people is that even Peter Jackson changed a lot of things from the Lord of the Rings books and the Hobbit books anyway. So why does it matter that things are being changed? Oh yes, no, there's black people. That's the difference. That's how stupid of me. Gah, Elliot! Like, seriously, guys, come on, it's a fantasy world. Who gives an absolute shit as to what the people look like, just as long as they capture the feel of that world? And, what is it that people like to say? I just want a good story. Well, you know what? Yeah, sometimes it will be a good story. Sometimes it won't be a good story. You know, again, it just comes down to the hands of who's ever making it, and how they work with their editor to chop together what they have filmed. So, I don't know. I guess I will just never understand what the big deal of arguing this kind of shit is about, to be fair, because the thing with adding minoritized race people into a fantasy world such as this, where originally they were never present, is that I feel it really does expand that universe. Look, the biggest thing is that it's a fantasy world. It's a fantasy world. It is a world of fantasy. The possibilities are endless. There are a guy fell in an asteroid and landed in a field in a perfect circle of fire in the very first episode. But a black elf, because their skin was once described as fair decades ago by one person. Also, what is fair skin? Fair skin means white? I mean, I know that it does. I know that it kind of colloquially does, but I don't know. I think my skin's pretty fair. I look after it. I use tea tree oil. It's got to count for something, right? But let me know about your thoughts on the Rings of Power in the comment section down below. Are you enjoying it? That's kind of the only thoughts I really care about right now. Let me know. I am freaking loving the show. Can't wait to watch episode 4. I'm pretty sure the stranger is Gandalf. That's my bet. It's Gandalf or Saruman. It's got to be a wizard. Can't be anyone else, right? Definitely not Sauron. Makes more sense that Galadriel will meet a disguised Sauron, because, you know, narratively that puts her in opposition with her objective, because she will really like the person that she's with. Is it Halbrand? No, it's not Halbrand. He's definitely going to be the dead king that we see in Return of the King, you know, the ghost dead king that Aragorn. Yeah, okay, cool. Let me know your thoughts. Bye! Hakuna MaChatter!